Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. How passionate are you about serving the Lord and doing His will, doing what He wants you to do to serve Him? How passionate are you about that? I watched an interview last night about a bull rider. First off, anybody that's willing to get on one of them bulls just to ride them's got my respect, because I hear they weigh better than 2,000 pounds. That's a ton. And then to get on hang on with a rope and stay on there for 8 seconds, and if you last for 8 seconds, then you get scored and you win. I like watching the bull riding. I think it's intriguing, but to me, this just being able to climb up on one of them things is impressive enough, knowing that you ain't gonna stay on very long and it's gonna fling you off like a rag doll. But I was watching that and I was listening to the interview and listening to all the injuries this gentleman had, broken bones and crushed ribs, you name it. But you could hear in his voice the passion and enjoyment he got from riding those bulls. And the only reason he stopped riding was because he broke his neck, and when they fixed it, they said if he lands on his head again, if it breaks above where they fixed it, he's dead. And if he breaks it below the repair, then he's in a wheelchair the rest of his life. So he quit riding bulls professionally. Now he has a ranch and he is a coach of a team and he teaches people how to do it. But what I got out of it was the passion he has, the love and respect for the bulls, but then the passion to do what he does and does best. And no matter what your occupation is, you take passion and pride in what you do and trying to be the best at that job or at your occupation. I know myself, for driving, there's personal goals I set out about to do when I started driving, and I've achieved them so far, and I'm still working on them because I've not finished driving over the road in that. But there's a passion there, and we all have that if we're doing a good job of what we do for a living or anything that we do as far as occupation goes or a hobby or whatever. We have a passion to do it. We have that drive to do it. We want to be the best at what we're doing. But what I'm asking you this morning is, how passionate are you to serve the Lord and do His will? That's what I'm getting at this morning. We can all reflect and think of an occupation we're inspired by, or an event like the bull riding I just described. The same with getting on a horse, a bucking horse. I mean, any of that stuff to me is impressive. I would never do it because I'm not a big fan of big animals, and there's no way I would do something like that. But take that passion that those sports figures have that I mentioned, even yourself, whatever your occupation is, and take that passion that you have to being the best at what you can be and apply that to your walk in Christ. If we did that, just think about how much further along we would be in our walk, how much more God would be able to use us to further His kingdom. In Matthew, the 6th chapter, verse 19, it says this: "Do not store up for yourself treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves do not break in or steal." And this verse is key, verse 21, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." So as you go about your day, think about that. Think about the passion you have for the job that you're doing and how you do the best you can, because people will see your work. Unlike your walk in Christ, that's between you and Him. And at times it appears in our walk that we're not getting anything accomplished. We're just kind of coasting along. But the thing is, we don't see what's in store for us, that God's got in store for us down the line. These little steps we're taking today, it could be years down the road, will be huge steps that we're taking for Him. So that's what I'm getting at this morning, is take that passion that you have for your job, for your occupation, that you try and strive as best you can to be as best at your job, and apply that a passion towards serving the Lord, and see what can happen in your walk with Him.